Yo, 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 what it do, what it is, y'all? It's your boy Taylor Bay Rock. You're now tuned in to the infamous No Filter Show. And as always, I'm joined by my great co-host.
Yeah, y'all know the vibes. This K Quick, Mr. A6, and this thing is beats, bars, and faith. Yeah.
Man, and of course, this is your man GIMO, aka non-GMO. And whoever want it, they can get it. You heard me? Yeah. I heard a rumor.
Shots
I
fired.
don't think y'all ready.
Let me come up from ducking from that. Hold on one second. But I'm the Blue Phoenix, you guys. Hello. And I want you all to please send your prayers and love and healing to Star. She's dealing with some family things. So please send your love and prayers to her.
Most
Absolutely, absolutely, man. Hearts, prayers, and love goes out to Just Star. You already know we're here for you, baby. But how y'all feeling, man? It's been a crazy week.
Crazy indeed. Bruh. By the way, everybody down in Florida, please hold your head. I know the storm is going on. But speaking of Florida, bruh, I've been seeing some crazy stuff happening since this storm happened. Firstly, earlier today, I saw a video because the streets are flooded in some areas of Florida. Completely flooded, right? Somebody was looking out their window down at the flooded street and saw a whole shark swimming down the street.
Go ahead.
A shark.
What?
Yes,
Hey, man,
a shark was swimming down the street. I kid you not. You can probably, if y'all look it up on Facebook or YouTube, you will find it. I literally saw the video myself.
Bruh.
And then there was a video of somebody's house got flooded. They tried to go down the stairs. As soon as they peeked in the family room, there was a dang alligator swimming around in
What
there.
the hell?
Because the water was just pouring in. And then all of a sudden you look downstairs. Imagine just going downstairs and then all of a sudden you see Godzilla down there just taking a bath.
Nah.
Oh my God.
See, this is the weird part, right? So what's crazy about this is that old Jewish people love to go down there for retirement. I have no clue why the hell they do that, but I'm not moving anywhere. Louisiana, certain parts of Georgia, all right, they're borderline with Jacksonville and all that good stuff. You hear me? I'm not moving nowhere where Barney, okay, still exists.
Not Barney, though. Not Barney, though.
Bruh.
But I ain't gonna front, like literally, and I don't know if this was trolling. It couldn't have been trolling because it was a real thing, but I don't know if it was due to this storm in particular. But there was one clip I seen where a whole manatee was washed on the shore.
Well, I get that.
Wow.
I mean, manatees are beautiful.
Like literally every water animal that was down there, alligators, sharks, both harmful and harmless, was walking with the humans today.
That's crazy.
The one cool thing I seen, somebody said it's a hurricane outside. This is the perfect time for a TikTok. This one woman was outside holding herself up between two trees, and she reenacted Michael Jackson's Earth Song video. That I actually thought was pretty dope. The wind going 70 miles an hour, and she's out there lip syncing and stuff. I actually thought that was dope. It was stupid, but it was dope.
I can't fade. Can I ask you the hue of this person?
She was black.
What?
Really?
Michael Jackson was black.
Hold on.
Skin
That's
condition
Floridian black. There's a difference.
Floridian.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Stop it. Don't forget.
There we go. Hey, shout out to Nikki. Hey, listen, I was thinking about you all week. And of course, she's been showing us footage from her personal cell phone. She is in the thick of things.
Oh, yeah, she in the trenches.
Well, I'm glad you're good, hon.
Yeah.
So,
I knew I didn't have the words that you marked yourself say. Oh, go ahead, bro.
We are not going to sit up there and say that it's a Floridian hue because...
Yes, the hell we are.
No, because I love storms. I told y'all, I'm the one that wants to go stand in the middle.
I love storms too, but not that storm.
Bruh.
She like that storm. She had no problem. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. As much as I don't like storms, had I thought of that, I wouldn't have passed up the opportunity neither.
You can't,
There is nothing.
Because now,
Bruh.
but now, granted, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt because looking at the surroundings, the street wasn't flooded, so she must not have been in the heavily area that got hit dead on. But it was windy enough to capture the essence of the Earth song, so she just took advantage.
Okay, I gotta tell on myself, y'all. I have been outside in the middle of a storm. I have been outside in the middle of the green sky storm. So I can't say that. But I have never been outside in the thick of a tornado. Thank you. I wanted one of those. In the thick of a tornado where or hurricane, DC DMV storms are different than those storms. Okay. Thank you very much.
Masturbation with toys is not enough for women. I see. You
First and
just the
foremost,
the
I was
spin cycle, the spin
raised
cycle, the spin
on
cycle.
the ranch.
Nah, the hell with that. The spin cycle on the washing machine was not enough for you.
For
You
who?
had to
I've
go
never
out
done that.
there
First and
and
foremost.
experience the full vortex through your ass.
I
Okay.
like rainstorms. I like thunderstorms. I like the sounds. I like playing in water.
Till you get
So
struck by
excuse
that
me.
shit.
Hey, excuse me. I have a natural sense to know when to fuck in the house. I ain't gonna be out
How
there
do you
all that
know?
time
How do you
because
know?
I do. You can
So
So
feel it.
you know
say
where
You
lightning
can feel
comes
it.
from.
You can feel it in your butt cheeks.
Where you
so let's say one of them those amazing storms you call them happen. You go outside and in a nearby puddle next to your vehicle, you see a shark just chilling. Are you going to turn around and go back inside?
you know damn well she ain't no swimmer.
Excuse me. I can
Ain't
swim,
none
but
of
I
us
ain't
from
swimming with no damn
Cuba,
shark.
Haiti, ain't none of us from Puerto Rico. We ain't trying to get nowhere across nobody's ocean.
Oh no, in Florida right now,
Fact.
the streets is the ocean.
Oh, that's big facts. That's
You
big
either
facts.
you either it's either you swim with the animals or you stay afloat somewhere where it's high ground at.
And shout outs to
I'm going
all the
on the roof.
races. Shout outs to all the races that went on Ario being black. This is what the fuck you get. Okay. Shout outs to y'all.
Oh,
So since you
she
think
bringing the
that they white,
she bringing under the sea to Florida.
damn straight. Now you get to deal with the
Nah, hold
great
on.
white sharks.
Nah,
Shout
hold
outs to
on.
your asses.
If you really gonna shout out anybody on a serious note, you got to shout out the first responders. I've been watching and following, and the amount of electrical crews, mechanical crews, you know what I'm saying, down there. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? They everybody showed up. A lot of people been donating money. Big companies donate millions of dollars to the reliefs to get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like we always talk about the US not doing stuff for us, but in this situation, you're really starting to see people come together, and it's a beautiful thing. You dig what I'm saying?
Well, they do for who they want to do for. Because Mississippi still having issues with their water, but I ain't gonna talk about that.
Shoot that
Speaking of
shot,
water,
goddamn it!
haven't they? Speaking of water, they still ain't clean Flint up, have they?
Uh, mm,
They ain't even
Flint been
got
having
alligator
water
shit in
problems
their
for
water.
10 years.
Well, look, Gaithersburg got pretty good goddamn water, but terrible chicken. But we ain't gonna
I
talk
was
about
getting ready to say.
Yeah, that's fact.
Speaking of government and all that kind of stuff, I haven't done too much reading up on this because I literally just found this out like 10 minutes before the show. Word on the street is this student loan forgiveness thing is really about to go down.
it. Yeah,
All right now.
So I will be the first one logging on the fast for trying to put my bid in.
Who you tell?
Big facts.
So yeah,
Now looking it up, I mean, let's talk about it. So
let's.
let's talk about it. So they the cancellation could come at a price of 400 billion, but noted that those estimates are still highly uncertain. Man. All right. So here we have it. Here we have it with the student loans and stuff. So you have to make under $125,000 in order to actually benefit from this, right? Now, let's rap about this because a lot of people that owe substantial amounts of student loans are doctors, lawyers, people that have been in school for 8, 9, 10 years to form their practice. The people that my feeling is on this is that people who make over that aren't necessarily making that. you know, and because they owe so much in student loans, why are they limiting? Ugh, I can't even speak tonight. Somebody say it right, limiting. See, I just need to hear it one time, right?
Somebody get this boy some double.
But why are they limiting the actual amounts of money? Sally Mae and they strong. They way strong out here. You know what I mean? Why are they not? Why are they not giving the people, the doctors, the lawyers, the people that defend us? You know, they do make good money, but it makes them predatory when they owe so much money. You know, I'm listening.
I mean, you got to kind of look at it like, why not? You know what I'm saying? If they spent that much money in school and they're making that amount of money, then you can afford to pay like what the minimum. What is it? Quick, like the median is to get it paid off for like 4 years is like $250 a month or something. You feel me? Like the payment.
Yeah, but
roughly.
that's without interest though, because that interest adds every day.
But listen, but what I'm saying is they make as long as you're making your payments on time, that interest ain't hitting.
And you also gotta factor in the time it really, really actually takes to actually get established in your field to be making the extra money to pay off those loans. So people aren't really immediately starting to pay those loans off after their schooling is done. There's like big gaps in between when they actually go to school and when they actually start paying. So once again, that goes back to the interest that's built up, which extends the time it's going to take to pay all that down.
Straight prison sentence.
That's why it's taking so long for them to make the decision to give any type of forgiveness. That's money coming in when if they take away the student loans, more money can go into the economy instead of where it doesn't need to be.
I don't think they're thinking about the economy on this one. I think that we really have to talk about the problem that we have with the education system in America, which I haven't heard anybody fire back. You dig? This right here is the true meaning of capitalism. Once you have so many people and you've been advertising it and you gave black folks the first chance to go to school and get educated, you push up, black women are are damn near outnumbered. I mean, outnumbering black males when it comes to education. But we find that they are in debt and binded by this. I have someone that I know that was married, and now she has to pay the student loans for her ex-husband. Okay? This is something deadly that nobody ever talks about. Is education that valuable to pay for? Period.
Well, it is. The thing is, education, or at least the way it is perceived and pushed upon the masses, the way this country uses education, they have it so the only way, or they make it seem the only way you can actually make a decent living or make something or be something is if you have that. So therefore, they put that in the forefront, but they don't publicize that it does come with the cost. They just say, go to school, do whatever you want to do, make something of yourself, go to school.
But that's in the fine print, just like all these medications.
Nobody reads that fine print. Nobody.
Exactly.
They don't push fine print knowledge on us when we're growing up. They don't. They used to. I mean, we spoke about before. They used to have trade classes in high school way back when. You used to be able to go to work straight out of high school and make a good living, making decent money and all that. As soon as they took that out and they made in the new plan that they put in kids' mind was elementary, middle school, high school, college.
They took out the trades and pushed
The
it,
option
yeah.
of getting a trade is no longer taught as an option,
Mm.
because at the end of the day, everybody's going to need somebody to repair their car. Everybody needs a haircut. Everybody, these trades are literally things people get on a day-to-day basis that literally, if it all stopped, we'd be in trouble.
Well, tell me this. Do you think that you would want people coming out of high school making more money than those that have been working for 30 years instead of
Yes.
sending them away to school? No, I'm talking about if you were the government. Instead of
Yes.
sending them away to school, making them build up debts, coming out having to pay them and then still have no job. See, at first you were able to come out of high school, go straight and make your money and live your life. Now you're going to school making them money and you can't live your life. It's all like you said, capitalism. It's all about the money.
Yeah. And granted, this isn't shooting down school, because granted, I loved school. When I went to college, I enjoyed every second. I love learning. That's just me. But if you ask, if you do a survey of at least 100 college students, or anybody who's been to college, graduated, etc., etc., I'd say a good 90% of them, 85 to 90, 85, if I want to, if I want to lowball it a little
Ride the
bit.
slow bus.
Yeah, stupid. But no, 85% would say that it took them almost 5 to 10 years to get anything remotely to what they actually went to school for, as far as a job or occupation, or even more. You feel what I mean?
I'm
Most
telling
people
you.
right now are in a profession that is completely unrelated to what their degrees are. Completely.
Yeah.
So it literally is harder to actually get a job with a college education.
I
Because if
think.
you get a trade,
Mhm.
you go out and get a job with that trade, because they're looking for somebody with that trade.
And
You
Well,
know
this is the
why?
problem.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
hold
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Y'all.
So let me chime in. So me, on the other hand, I think college is a good idea. Um, everybody has a role in society. You feel me? Everybody's not meant to be a high powered thinking brain, or everybody's not meant to be in a trade. You feel me? Listen, hear what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. Not everybody has the mental capacity to learn physics. You feel me? The world is evolving, technology is changing. Not everybody can grasp those concepts in those classes. Not everybody can learn a trade. If you really think about it, a trade, let's talk about it, HVAC, because I went to school for HVAC, right? So in HVAC, I had to learn the actual refrigeration system. I had to learn the mechanics of it, and I had to learn electricity. That's a lot of trades all in one. You feel me? Not everybody's built for that. You feel me? But college helps breed the future minds of tomorrow. You feel me? It's one thing to have a brilliant idea, but you need to find somebody that can execute that. Like prime example, somebody think about how many times a person thought about the hologram. You feel me? The idea is great, but they had to find the person that had the knowledge to create the technology for it. Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. Because if you sit up here and bring us together and say, let's make a hologram, we gonna be searching for days, bro. I'm just saying, college is not a bad idea. The problem is, let me finish. The problem is they taught us to go to school for the money instead of going to school for what you love. Because I'm gonna be real, I went back to school for film, and I excelled in that shit way better than I did when I was going to school for something for the money. You dig what I'm saying? That's just my take on it. Now go ahead, shoot all your shots, bro. I got my vest on tonight.
Man,
I agree, by the
let
way.
me
But
bust off a full goddamn loaded clip. First
Bro.
and foremost, bro. First and
You
foremost, bruh.
stupid.
First and foremost, education has created a competitive market, right, between men and women. It has been one of the most weirdest things to experience, period. It creates vultures, predators, predatory people. Doctors are willing to sell prescriptions that will kill you over it to get out of their debt. When you can go to a simple place such as Guatemala, south of the border, Mexico, you can go to anywhere else where indigenous people still practice medicine. Where did they get their education from? First and foremost, I got to let off that shot.
Their
They
ancestors.
learned it from the common folks. Okay, so let's get that one straight. All right, you can go on a retreat with $5,000 and come back knowing every goddamn remedy that's ever been known. Okay, only thing that scientists and physicists do. Why can I say that, but I can't say limited? Okay, I said it. But the only difference is that people see a value, and they also see how black and people of color go up the reins really fast. So they sell us this dream. You in the hood, come to college. You out that joint eating McDonald's every day, you flipping burgers, come to college. You dig? When these are honorable positions and jobs, you're feeding the neighborhood, you're learning sanitary science, you're learning different things in each and every step of your life. Let's think about this. If you didn't pay for it, Rock, you still would have sought out this yearning for like to know. And you could have learned from the unk up the street, the shady tree mechanic. Everybody gets shit passed down, and you would have made the same amount of money without the
Wrong.
actual payment.
Wrong. That's where you're wrong, my friend. Once again, I am a man that's in the field of trades. My guy, do you know I learned all of my trades from my dad? Do you know filling
A
out?
regular human
Let
being.
me listen. Exactly. He passed it down with his knowledge. But guess what? When it came to finding a job, when they said, "What's your experience?" I could not say, "Well, my dad." Nigga, get the fuck out of here. You feel me? It took for me to go get certified in HVAC for them to even pay attention. You dig what I'm saying?
For what?
Now,
I
what's
mean,
up?
for
Listen,
a
listen.
job.
For
I
for
work a
a
job.
job. Listen,
Everybody
listen.
works a job.
But listen, bro. Listen, you got to
Fuck a job.
understand. Listen, no, listen, because I know what you do for a living, and you know what I do. Now, you know damn well ain't no average Joe off the street gonna just come in and do what we do.
Not at all.
It's a lie. Exactly. That's why they have to be educated. Now, hold on, my brother. We always agree with the famous phrase, the game is to be sold and not told. You feel me? So why are we upset that they're selling game to us?
Because
You feel me?
it's limiting our
No,
dreams.
hold on. No, it's not. The problem is the reason why you saying it, because like I said, it goes back. We were taught to go for what the money is. Prime example. Every nigga, every out of everybody that went to college, 75% of them, you ask them what they want to go to college for, and the first thing they say is business management. It
I
was
have a
always,
goddamn.
hold on, let me finish. People thought, and they were taught that business management will help you get the dollars faster. You feel me? People say, what do you want to do? I want to go to school for law because they give out, bruh. People go to college with the mentality of making money, more money. That's the whole goal. You feel me? If you go to school for what you love, you'll see it a whole different light. You feel me? It's totally different.
Quick.
I agree. Because I will say, because I have 2 degrees, associates and bachelor's so far. I actually plan on going back to grad school. But
Oh yeah.
thank you. But that's for next year. But anyhow, I took one subject that's like a passion of mine, and it's obvious on here because Quick's Corner is kind of based off of that. Um, my first degree was in psychology, social sciences with the focus of psychology. I took my first psychology course in high school, and granted, I was in the middle of stuff, so actually taking that subject taught me a lot about myself more than anything, and I fell in love with the subject. So therefore, when I graduated high school, I continued on with the study. You get what I mean? So my first degree was in that. When I went on to a 4-year institution, I decided to go to communications, public relations, which kind of went hand in hand with psychology in a sense, because it was kind of my minor, because I had to my the course that my major required me to take certain psychology classes anyway, so I just continued studying both. So, and I love public relations. Plus, that went hand in hand with my passion with what I do with outside of my scholastic obligations, which is this entertainment industry we're in. So I literally learned how to maneuver in this industry from what I went to school for. So literally, to Rock's argument, what I went to school for was based off of something I was actually very passionate about. And that's one thing that a lot of people tend to get lost in, because they go to school for the wrong reasons. Granted, the whole objective is to set yourself up so you can be qualified to get in a better situation or be in a better situation in your future. Yes. But at the same time, if you're going to spend this money and this time to learn something you should take some time and figure out what you can learn about that you're going to be great at, because if you go one direction where there's no passion, you were just kind of steered in that direction. I mean, there's going to be no passion behind mastering that craft. So literally, whatever you decide to go to school for, you have to really, really, really have a passion for to really excel in.
So I have a question for you, Mo.
Hold on. I didn't get my thoughts off. Y'all
Oh,
making me forget shit.
that's good. That's all.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
even remember what I was supposed to get at your ass about.
That's good. Shots
Yeah, not
missed.
like that.
Shots
I gotta get
missed.
this shit off. But since we on what Quick said, um, I know for a fact, I know for a fact that college is overrated because of the oversaturation that everybody is fighting and jockeying for position. I've been
Of
to college
course.
twice. I have seen the ugly. I took a job that was way more lucrative quickly and over time made more money in the long run because it's something that nobody wanted to do, right? The problem with college is that it's mainstream. The advertisements, the things that an 18-year-old doesn't know when they're going into school is a waste of parents' money, their time, and their money. I
Of
went to college
course.
for print management. I was supposed to be working at the GPO. I had visions. I knew that I was going to do this. But once I did it, I was just like, nah, I'm going in the military. It makes more sense because then I don't have to waste my parents' time and their money. You know what I mean? My first semester, I failed like shit because I just didn't get the people there. I didn't get the college professors. They're overwhelmed. Everything. Um, I don't think that college is that great. I think that people come out expecting things and then they throw the experience at you. Now, once you done spent all once you spend all of this money, right? Your parents sacrifice and spend all of this money, now you need 2 to 3 years experience in the field or the scope of practice. It is so oversaturated. I work around Howard. I work around GW. I work around Georgetown. There's no loss of like bodies there. It's so many people going to college right now. To Rock, I finally remember what I had to say to Rock. Just because, oh god damn, I think I dropped the point again. That's why you gotta let me.
You waited too long to say it.
I know because Rock keep cutting me off and he won't let me get my point across because I got some ass to bust, bro.
No, but
like,
but
real,
no, whole
bro.
time.
Wait. I've been quiet the whole time. I was on mute.
No, bro. While you talking, you gotta let me interject and get the point off. You hear me?
In other words, you gotta let him cut you off.
I gotta let you cut me off and let you talk. And I can't talk. Come on, bro.
So at least you can revisit that or. You dig what I'm saying?
But
I'm
then
being
he
a
gonna
gentleman
forget
tonight, but I'm never a gentleman. But we gotta go to Cassidy Treadway. Can I pull that one back up again?
Yeah, she said, yeah. Read that one out.
You're right. When I was in college, I didn't know what I didn't know how I could take my passion and turn it into a career, since what I want to do isn't specific to any one major. Also, my father pushed me to do something that would make me a lot of money, even though I didn't want to do it. I ended up leaving after a year and a half, and now 4 years later, I finally figured out what I want for myself. She taps on a lot of what was said, but I also was going to say sometimes when you go to school, Smokey, sometimes you go to school thinking this is what you want to do. A lot of times you have a dream to do something when you're younger. I wanted to be a neurosurgeon. And then I went from neurosurgeon to a nurse. So I went to school for nursing and ended up coming out. I had a baby young. But sometimes you go to school and you don't know, or you know what you want. And then you get older, you change, you grow, and that's not what you want to do anymore. And you spend a lot of money, then you end up changing your mind. So that can happen too. And the thing is, school is very important. Education, no matter which way you go, whether you go from your ancestors' education or you go from the education that is given here in this country, why isn't it free?
Listen,
free in Canada.
Listen, we already exactly. Everywhere else where you pay high ass taxes at. But let me go ahead and bust Rock's ass, man, real quick.
Oh, you got it back? Go ahead.
First and foremost, people who go to these colleges does not mean necessarily they're gaining an education. We know from the fact of Trump and many others that in very high political places that it is all about family lineage. So what they do is they trickle this down. They sell this dream to black families, right? Right? They sell this dream to black families that they are just all of a sudden, once you go to college, this miraculous door is going to open the fuck up. And it never does, because you don't even have the fucking political affiliations. Who are the celebrities that actually got, now I got to cut your ass off. Now, you sit back and you think about all the childhood stars. Remember those families that caught up in that scandal? And now they doing time for it?
Yep.
Because they bribed or they paid for people to have them there and not worry about educating themselves about shit. So the passion that lies within, no, because it's not fair. It's not fair to say. Now, when we talking about trade school, that's different. Trade schools are cheaper. But when we talking about college, room, board, this, that, and the other, because kids are weird. They want to travel. They want to get away from mama. They don't want to be in a state. You dig? Most of the time. When you think about the sacrifice that low-income families, because the median income income for black folks in a combined household of mother and father may be $125,000, may be $250,000, maybe a strong big ass maybe. Okay, and now
it could very well be $65,000.
Exactly, and now you're sitting around here telling me that just because a person of color goes to school that they're going to get the same opportunities. I've never seen it. I haven't seen it. That's the reason why we run into so many problems with black supervisors who have went to college, because they are so in debt and they are so willing to do whatever the boss say. Hey, yes, a massa. Whatever the boss say, that they are willing to get rid of your ass because they are in debt. This is not fair. This is not fair to low-income people, bro. Like, I digress.
And for real, if we talking expenses, room and board aside, even classes aside, man, the cost of these college books alone,
Oh my God.
goodness gracious,
They're starting to
bruh,
make them. They about start to make them virtual. I mean, online now because
they probably
it.
even more expensive.
No, no, because you don't have to get the book. But I
Probably.
paid some money
But
for some
no,
books.
it depends because there are some classes that will still make it mandatory for you to get the physical book. And
Yeah.
you know why? And I figured this out because of one of my musical composition classes. 9 out of 10 times, these instructors are the ones who write the books. And you buying the books is putting extra money in their pocket because that equals a book sale.
Oh wow.
Literally, my instructor for my musical composition class wrote both of the books we had to get for the class, and we didn't even use the books the entire semester.
You serious?
I kid you not.
Hey, I'm sorry.
I may have seen him read out of one page when he was lecturing us.
Man.
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
to Mo's point, it is literally, and granted, I enjoy college. I enjoy learning, so on and so forth. But you can gain knowledge anywhere. I'll say that. I'll agree to that too. But the reason why college is oversaturated because it has been embedded in the mind due to the propaganda and the advertisements that without college you will not make it in this great land that is America. You know, it is that yes, quotes. So, anyways, that is why. I mean, Grant, I even remember the advertisements when I was little promoting college, saying that you need college in order to move forward. Matter of fact, I'll give you my favorite one. The only way I can do this, I gotta low key act this out. Hold on, y'all gonna know exactly which one. I gotta get in here right quick. All right, so let me know if y'all remember this.
Thank you, Nikki.
You sitting down, you watching TV, watching your life go
I know
by,
you was
not
getting ready
doing
to do
nothing
that.
with your life.
I
You
knew
sitting
you was
down
getting ready to
on
do
that
that.
dang couch, eating ding dongs and all that dumb stuff, not doing nothing with your life. You need to get up and go to this college over here. Sitting down now. Do you know how weird it felt being 11 years old, feeling like you wasn't doing shit with life? Literally. This guy made me feel terrible about myself as a sixth
I
grader.
used to crack up laughing at him.
Hey Mo, I had to step away real quick and handle some business. Now it's time for me to bust some shots at your ass.
Oh shit. Let's go. Let's
Here
go.
we go.
Now, how dare you? How dare you, brother Mo?
I on both of my headphones for this one. I'm gonna make sure I get it at all angles. You heard me.
Whoa. Make
Pause.
make this education thing about race. When they come and talk to us about college, they don't separate us and say we're going to put the black kids over here and we're going to sell them this dream. No, they talk to each and every last one of us.
Crazy enough.
Listen. This has nothing to do with race. Now, if you want to go,
it has everything to do with race.
Let me finish.
You're not gonna make me forget my
He
fucking
always
point.
makes this about race.
No, let me finish. Because listen, so if you want to talk about it having something to do with race, of course, each campus has to have a certain percentage of racial or ethnic backgrounds
Diversity.
to make it diverse. Exactly. Just like the workplace. Come on, we're not gonna play stupid. This is no filter show. We don't talk about
definitely.
this shit. You feel me?
Just like apartment complexes.
Then why the fuck did we come up with HBCUs? No. Fuck that.
Let me finish.
Since you want to talk about race,
Listen.
what is going on with HBCUs then? Why do we have those if they have to have a certain diversity? And they seem to be no. Fuck that.
I gotta respond to Weezy real quick. Weezy, hold on.
Weezy gone.
Actually, no, Weezy's right there. I still see your picture. So Weezy, actually, apartment complex have to abide by fair housing. You feel me? So if they're actually playing around with the percentages, that's actually a lawsuit. People, be smart. But go ahead, brother Mo. You were upset
because you are bullshitting the people.
Nah, bro. Look, I'm gonna tell you some real shit. Let's be real. Since we being real, let's be transparent. Let me tell you my story, my guy. You feel me? I'm and you know me. You know I'm a listen. You know, I'm a man of many talents, bro. There's not too much of shit that I don't know how to do, my nigga. But before I went to trade school, and technically it's still a school and you're paying for an education. It's just not as long in detail. Before I went to trade school, I was not making any money. I was stuck barely making minimum wage and working for commission. You know what I'm saying? Like I done had it all. I done been a janitor. I done sold cars. I done did it all, my dude. My last job before I went to school, I was working at Kmart in the home appliance section for Sears. You feel me?
Shout out to Kmart.
We need you.
No,
hold on, bro. No.
Let me finish. Let me
cut you off. Let me cut you off. I don't want you to finish.
Hold on. No, now I got to cut you off. Don't just mute your mic. Yeah, nigga. Before, and my brother Smokey's on the feed and he can stand. It took for me to go and get a piece of paper, a certification. You dig what I'm saying? For people to start paying me and giving me opportunities, bro. When you look at it, if you strategically go to college or schooling for whatever, even that college that Quick did the advertisement for, if you go there and you use it strategically, it will work in your favor. You dig what I'm saying?
No, that was Everett.
So let's
it can work, but guess what? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I keep forgetting my goddamn.
I apologize.
This nigga is fully unloading the clip on me, and everybody he cut me off, and then you cut me off. Go ahead.
Hold on. Okay. It can work. I'm gonna give you a hug.
That's because he should have went to college.
Oh,
I went twice. I went into the military. Sorry, y'all.
Okay, but what I was gonna say is it can work, but also that can happen anyway. Also, shit. Now I done forgot. God damn it.
See what the fuck I'm saying?
Get her some.
See what the fuck I'm saying? See what diabolical? Do you see what this asshole is doing to us tonight?
I ain't gonna front.
Oh wait, it's back.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, yes. It can work, but you know the first thing they're gonna ask for? Your experience. I don't give a damn how much education you got. If you don't have no experience, they don't want you.
Facts.
Hold on. Smokey just said it though. That's what I'm saying. That piece of paper will get you in the door.
Yeah, the piece of paper will get you acknowledged that you have the education. Where have you used that education at? That's what they care more about.
Yeah.
Your experience. Hold on. An experienced person can get a job faster than somebody who has that goddamn piece of paper. Now, they have changed a lot now, but guarantee a lot of our parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles have gotten through the workforce without having a high school diploma because they had 30 years of experience. It is changing now.
It was at the bottom of the barrel.
No, they weren't. A lot of them were not.
I am so sick of hearing this shit. That is by design.
Yeah, that is by design because they make you train folks. But guess what? They was making their money.
When the educated, the ones that are in power come from families who own or invest into these colleges. A majority of these people that are in power right the fuck now, that we call president, that we call a DA, that we call a fucking senator, they come from lineages of where these families have built these colleges and or been in cahoots with the family and or part of the bloodline. This has nothing to do with people that are lower on the totem pole who are just arriving. You dig? The only thing that education has shown anybody who is of color and or a minority in this in the planet of the United States of America, because everywhere else, like y'all mentioned, y'all mentioned Canada, y'all mentioned you can even mention Cuba. Cuba has the most black doctors per capita than anywhere in the world.
In cocaine.
Right?
Well,
they have it there. No, Cuban cigars. They're not with the cocaine. They're in Mexico. That's South America. That's Colombia. That's Medellin. All that shit, right?
And Morocco.
But
don't let them distract you. Keep going. Don't let them distract you. Keep going. Keep going.
But these places have given free education. They even help fight wars. You dig what I'm saying? Alongside America, South Africa, correct? They sent them over there to help. Education is always and should be free. It has to be a quest on the human being to that knowledge. The one thing that we don't do and we don't understand is that the same way that you talk about a passion, if you do it for the passion or the love, right? The same people who invented college, the same people who invented curriculum, right? In order to profit off of it, they learned on their own. They had to go out here and perfect lobotomies on frogs. They had to go out here and play an instrument for hours in the woods with their tribe.
Hold on, Mo. What's it called? Saying? What's it called, though, Mo? What's it called?
That's called education.
Experience
and education. But everybody wants to separate the two, but education is experience. You have to experience.
That's what I said. Experience with education. Yeah,
you can't be told.
Yeah.
So that's why you get the opportunity when you come home from, you know what I'm saying, when you get
opportunity from that white piece of paper. I don't get that opportunity. That's not a guarantee. There are so many people that are managers now at McDonald's because nobody wants to fill those jobs. They're not going to make what they want initially. You know why? Because it's oversaturated and nobody, you can't win. You're fighting against the powers that be. Everybody has this dream. They're selling this dream, just like when they sold me the dream when I went in the military. Okay? They see a dream. They had a recruiter. She was fine as fuck. Okay? Daddy was staring at her. I was staring at her. Okay? Sold me a whole dream. All right? All right? She was bad. All right? I just so happened to want to go in anyway. I already knew I just wasn't built for the desk job. I was an intern. I was an intern for the Justice Department for fucking 3 years. Okay, prior leading up. All I had to do was transition over and just stay there. That's where I was at. You know what I'm saying? And it had a degree to do that, but it just wasn't for me. You know what I mean? But they sell these dreams as an advertisement. It's just something that us as black folk just believe in like anything else in man, you know? Thank you very much. But it's just not right to sit up here and think that education not education, but a certificate is where the end all be all, you know, ends and begins. That's not the alpha and it's not the omega. Everybody that is great, people like most of the billionaires have never graduated college, and they're white.
I was just about to make that point. No. All I was going, that was just going to be one question. How many of these billionaires have college degrees? How many of them?
Rihanna don't.
Hold on, wait a minute. So
Kanye don't. Jay-Z damn sure don't. Bill Gates don't. And guess what? He ain't go to college for no goddamn computers. It's just in him. It ain't on you. It's in you.
Hold on, but guess what? You said Eli. Wait, listen. Let's
go ahead and talk about this.
No, but
the Rockefellers don't.
Listen. But every last one of those people that you name got somebody that went to school to run their shit.
That's the only way to make a slave.
But they didn't start it that way. They didn't start it that way.
It's disappointing that education is being knocked. Like I understand what you're saying.
No,
but I don't.
No, education is not being knocked. I'm not knocking education. Go to school if that's what you want to do. But my thing is this: you should not feel forced to go. And honestly, it should be free. It only should be a charge if you want to go past that bachelor's. If you're going for medical, then they should charge you for your master, your doctor, whatever you got to do. But the general studies, associates and bachelors should be free. Why isn't that free? If you want to go to school, go to school.
Like I said, the game is to be sold and not told. That's just like saying, hey, I'm going to come to Quick and be like, hey, bro, I need some help with my marketing of my businesses and this is that and the other. Quick as a business is going to say, hey, there's a consultation fee for that.
Wrong answer.
What you mean? Come on,
actually, he's very correct. I do charge a fee for that.
Well, it's nothing wrong with that. But the thing
I'm not paying anybody. Hold on, excuse me, miss. I'm not paying anybody unless you have the connections. First and foremost, your resume should not be, when it comes to business, it has to be connections and network. I don't give a fuck about no piece of paper. Who do you know? Take me to and let me hang out with you and see how your business acumen is in front of me. Then I know who you are. The biggest and best hustlers and the pimps are the most successful people. It's a 1,000-year-old goddamn business.
Well, just keeping me as the example, the reason I do charge for these types of consultations, because with that, I let you in on connections that I have. Now, granted, and it's also, but I don't even hand those out to just anybody who I give a consultation to. Because with these consultations, with these conversations, that being that I know how to have these kinds of conversations and ask the right questions, so on and so forth, because 9 out of 10 times, most of the consultations I do give out are people who I've engineered for. And I know who's serious, who isn't serious. So I don't just waste my connections on anybody, especially somebody who I know isn't going to use them properly, because at the end of the day, that's going to come back on me. They're connections for a reason, because they are real connections that'll actually progress you into what you're trying to do.
Did Babyface graduate from college?
I don't know.
Did most of your A&Rs graduate from college? Quick, you got to go into details and elaborate. How did you have and make these connections for people to pay you in order for them to do it? Like, just let's talk about this.
Bruh, I just
what
did
do
the
you
foot.
know that they
I just did all the footwork. I just did.
Uh-huh.
I did the footwork. I did the networking with the granted a lot for real. The interns for real. A lot of the internships that I did through for real schooling and all that kind of stuff connected me with a whole bunch of people. And granted, just knowing where to go and networking and with the right people, knowing people who know people, and the people they know ended up being the people I know.
Did that come with your bachelor's?
Did
it take your bachelor's for you to do that? Did that?
I will say not all of it came with my not all of it came.
Hold on.
Wait. I'm trying to answer his question.
He's shooting you down.
No. He's not. He can't shoot me down because I will say not all of it came with my bachelor's. No, a lot of it came from just what I learned from the old OGs in the industry. Now, a lot of it, a good portion of it also came with my bachelor's, because the things I had to do for school placed me in environments where I can make a lot of big connections. It literally taught me, like, bro, for instance, I would have never known how to do a full on media package without school. You know, I would have never even thought of doing that. Not even the OGs taught me how to do that. One of my finals, or part of that package that I had to do for a final, was to build a website. The website, imkquick.com, I built that in school as an assignment. You get what I mean? So literally, did all of it come from my bachelor's? No. But I attribute a lot of what I accomplished and a lot of how I maneuver from what I learned while gaining that bachelor's. So I will not sit up here and lie and say that bachelor's does not mean nothing, because I went forth in something that I knew was going to help me progress in this industry that I'm in, as well as a bunch of other industries. So I will never, ever say that school or that bachelor's does not do nothing for me in anything that I do.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think that you would advance faster without college education?
I think it depends on what you're trying to advance in, first of all. Second of all, I'm going to say that, again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with furthering your education. I'm doing it now. But the thing is, I don't think it should be. They have grants, right? Do you pay grants back? No. So if they have the funding to do grants, why can't they just allow education to be free? There are just some things that you should not have to pay for.
So look, who's going to pay the teachers? who's going to pay for the facility?
Who pays for the grants? Who's paying all these trillions and billions of dollars out to these other countries that could pay the damn teachers?
And we're in debt still.
Where they get it from?
We still got trillions of dollars that we can kick out though.
Now you talking about some government shit because they sent all that millions of dollars over there for war and the Ukraine. So you gotta shut that shit down.
Anyhow,
we're not gonna speak on war. We're not gonna speak on debt and all that shit.
All right, hold on. So look, let me shift gears real quick.
Don't nobody give a fuck about debt.
So speaking of war, because I don't even want to talk about education because it's the miseducation of Lauryn Hill and all that. I was saying So look,
where her miseducation come from?
Nah,
experience. But nah, look, I will say this.
Before you even skip it, I gotta beat this dead horse, yeah. So before there was because y'all keep cutting me off, and I'm on y'all asses tonight like a hawk.
Go ahead before you forget, damn it.
You gonna spend the black on this shit 3 months.
We got away from like the young lady said, like Phoenix said, the knowledge of the ancestors. All this shit was passed down. Somebody went over there, raped and pillaged the village, and got the medicine man. They got the local psychologist.
You know what?
It's an instinctual thing. It's an instinctual thing. Grandmothers.
I'm gonna call it
we
out.
We got grandmothers. We got.
If you was on the other side of the fence, you would not be saying this.
If I have a certificate, the sad part about it is that the money leaves our community so fast because we worry about a fucking piece of paper.
Look, let me tell you something.
Y'all want to go every goddamn where else for a goddamn piece of paper instead of staying in the goddamn community. There is somebody that we know within our communities that didn't go to school that is the best goddamn psychologist you ever met in your life. You know the best mechanic that ain't got no goddamn teeth, and all he's trying to do. Y'all are playing with me.
Let me tell you something.
And in the day and age of YouTube, we have no reason to go to college. You have no reason. NBA Youngboy is a 20-time millionaire over top of us right now because he refused to pay Master P. He already knew the algorithm. He's beating the shit out of it.
Listen, bro.
What the fuck?
You want to talk about listen? You talk about education for shit like cars, bro.
Come on, bro.
You let a nigga who only learn from a nigga off the street how to do something. Nigga, half the time they learn shortcuts, bro. They don't learn the right way to do things. Why do you think so many?
No.
Come on. Look, let me tell you something. Real talk. Real spit.
I ain't hearing you.
Listen. Real nigga shit. I
ain't hearing
it. Was a around the way mechanic. My man took his car to him, right? Guess what happened? He went there for his window now operating. Next thing you know, his whole fucking shit fried. You know what I'm saying? The nigga got to fucking manually click the jump on and off. No, he got to manually hold the high beams on to fucking drive the car at night. Like, nigga, all because he went to somebody that learned to do something from somebody else that was passed on. The ancestors taught him that.
Hey, don't disrespect the ancestors.
First and foremost, nah, you ain't nothing to tell me, bro. You can't tell me shit. Because there are really fools out here. No, because I know people that are fresh out of 17 years of prison. My surrogate brother got himself an appeal in prison because he read all the fucking law books before his lawyer could. Then on top of that, that nigga that, hey, hold on. That cigarette smoking joker that got the joint on his lip like this, hold on, the one that like this, when he talk like that Bama don't even know how to work a cell phone, baby. Hey, listen, we got education now everywhere around us. Our kids know more than us.
Listen, bro,
just because of our ignorance, because I was taught the same thing, bro. I was taught the same goddamn thing.
I'm gonna tell you some true shit.
Baby boomers ruined this generation. I'm Gen X.
Let me tell you some true shit.
They ruined us with that thought.
Don't get it twisted. The actual high school education is improving. It's improving. Education is improved. Yes. Even in high school, the curriculums are getting better. Nigga, my kids are fucking had the option to take forensic science. And they're making it mandatory that you take, and it's a part of your credits, financial literacy. So they're learning about credit.
Well, that's
they're
good, but it also depends on the area and the district and everything that the children go to. Not offered in every district.
But guess what? It's still being offered. But you know what? Never mind. We ain't even gonna get in that because I don't want Mo to shoot me up. I got bullet holes in my shoulders, my kneecaps, my ear. I think I got.
Because
I've been ducking the whole time.
You are hold on, real quick. Because you are comparing a place that you left, right, to where the majority is not you. When it comes to PG County, God damn it, shots fired. One of the most successful. Hold on, real quick. Shout out to PG County. Hold on, real quick. Let me stop. All of us will. Most of us were bred. I mean, born or bred here. But we we have to think about the fact that they did take these out of our main schools in a majority black area. You hear me? So shots have been fired.
Man, look, guess what?
Bro.
Guess what, buddy?
I'm not willing
Let me tell
to
you
move
something.
into unfamiliar territory to meet a Jeffrey Dahmer, my man. I'm not willing to get my ass
you missed.
fucking
You missed. I ducked.
fried
You
up in a
missed.
stirring pan.
Let me
goddamn
return shots. Let me return my fire. Let me return my fire. You know what? Fuck it. Let me tell you something. You want to bring up PG County, my nigga? I graduated 2003 from the great and almighty Suitland fucking high school in the middle of the hood. Oh, boom! Listen. In the middle of the hood. Listen, in the hood, and they had a whole lot of programs. They had University High School. They had VPA, which is Visual and Performing Arts.
Yeah, the VOTEC.
They had the VOTEC. You feel me? Like our school was loaded with programs, bro. So what do you mean?
They did those after your generation. They don't have VOTEC.
Guess what? Guess what? You know why? Because it's not a big interest in that shit anymore. It's not.
No.
The
because
classes, listen,
funnel.
bro. Listen, I'm telling you.
I'm about to go where you about to go.
There's not a lot of interest in trades anymore. My nigga, I'm in the field, bro. There is a shortage. I'm talking from what I know, not what I think.
But do you think if they hadn't to take it out of school that it would be a shortage? If they did not take away the visual of having the opportunity to see it.
Listen, hold on, stop shooting. Put your gun away, champ. You're not listening to what I just said. They took it out of the school because the class was short. There was no interest. Nobody wanted to take them shits.
That's
like, let's be real.
Bullshit. We had no choice. You had to take some type of vocational goddamn class when I was growing. But see, I'm older than y'all. You had to do it.
That means you graduated before me. That means I just went through the school system more recently than you. Dinosaur.
Hold on, dog. It's been 20 years, bro. It's been 20 years.
Hold on. Let's talk to Quick. Quick is a fellow alumni of Gwynn Park. He's a fellow alumni of Gwynn Park. When I was at Gwynn Park.
Listen. No. Because I have high school students. So you can't tell me Nathan. You dig what I'm saying? I seen the classes that they were going to take at the school when we lived in PG. I knew what they took when we was in MoCo, and I know what they're taking in VA. So I seen it all around the board, brother Mo. You can't tell me nothing different.
2 Suitland Rams, right? Rams, correct? Rams. And now we got 2 Hornets. We got 2 Yellow Jackets on here. So listen, quick. I'm gonna describe Gwynn Park when I went to Gwynn Park. It was full of mechanic shops, the greenhouse. You had childcare there. You had a hair joint. Shout out to the hair joint because they used to braid my joints in there all the time. You had print management. I went to school when Mr. Mitchell was there. The legendary Mr. Mitchell, I'm pretty sure you heard. What did you see when you were there?
Well, I wouldn't know. I didn't go to Gwynn Park.
What? Hold up.
Well, wait. Let me explain. Firstly, now granted, my house was zoned to go to Gwynn Park. But at the time where I was supposed to go, it kind of went downhill a little bit. And my folks opted that I go to school from my grandmother's house. So, which is in Charles County. So that's where I went to school at, in that county.
Westlake.
La Plata. Unfortunately.
Okay, got you. So instead of that, I can't even get emotional. I thought I was gonna have.
Now my brother. If my brother was here, he'd tell you because he graduated in 2003 from Gwynn Park.
Okay.
So
So
Yeah,
look,
but we had the same programs at Suitland. Suitland had daycare, they had auto mechanics, they had
Yeah,
the
we not talking
printing
about your
shop.
generation. I gotta cut you off. I'm trying to get to a point.
they had it
So
at
quick,
they had it at
quick.
Crossland too.
I need you to describe
They
to
still
me
got it
at La
there.
Plata, what was going on for Votech or anything? Did they even have these programs in place for y'all?
they did, but right. I don't know what you had to do to get into them. I didn't know. I wasn't in none of them. I saw at some point they had that home ec class where they did that exercise where folks was paired up, boy and girl, walking around with that doll baby, pretending it was a real child. They had a wood shop class. They had programs. I wasn't involved in a lot of them. I didn't know if you had to request them or whatever. That's another thing. I guess you got to request these things nowadays. You don't just get put into them. So
Now look, now I'm gonna debunk your point because you're saying that they're not in every school. See, they are not, but the schools that they are in, they actually bus kids that qualify for those programs from different districts. Because I lived all the way over there off of Central Avenue, and they actually bused me from Central Avenue to Suitland High School. My zone school was Central. You dig what I'm saying?
Bro, what the fuck does that have to do with the tea in China when the majority of your neighborhood couldn't get bused there to get that? You just so happen to
Bruh.
be lucky. I was part of that. I grew up in Oxon
No,
Hill. I was supposed to go to Oxon
no.
Hill High School, and I got the Votech program because I was such a bad fucking student when I was going to Thurgood Marshall. You hear me? Because I was so fucking like you got to be a problem child in order for them to even give you that.
No, you
What
don't.
happens to the free education to everybody else?
Listen. No, you don't. Because and then we gonna move on because I'm tired of talking about this. I wasn't a problem child. I actually auditioned. I played in the band. I'm a musician. That's how I got in. You feel me? I got in off of VPA and University High School. And then after 10th grade, I dropped that to take electricity. And then I doubled back by choice to take carpentry. These were my choices. You dig what I'm saying?
My,
me, tailor made. Now look,
my,
not
us, not everybody that's deprived. My.
No, you know why I got in? Listen, no, you know why I got in?
Seagull, bro. You a fucking seagull right now.
Because my grades were right, bro.
I didn't have good grades.
But that was your fault. You feel me?
It's
that
not
was
my
your
fucking fault.
Yes, it
not
was
my
because you were
School was boring to me. School was boring to me.
But that was
It
to
was
you.
bullshit.
It's not my fault that I took advantage of my opportunities while I was there. You dig what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro.
Mine.
Well,
Yeah.
Suitland was my neighborhood school because I was living out Camp Springs, so I was going to Forestville at first, and not Camp Springs. I'm sorry, where was we? We living somewhere where I was going to Forestville. Then we moved, and I ended up going to Suitland.
You see that, Mom?
Well, speaking of education, let's get into something that's off the subject, but still has to do with being heavily educated on the subject. You need prior knowledge, but in order to go there, you need to follow me to this place called the Corner. So, Rock, if you would please.
Shake a leg.
God damn it! Hey, hold on. You know we ain't
kick the door open. Damn.
My bad.
Welcome to another edition of Quick's Corner now. On it is. This week on Quick's Corner, I just want to give my personal review of a show that was recently released. It's been like #1 for, or at least on Netflix for the past month, really. So since it dropped. And I'm talking about this monster series that's focused on the story of Jeffrey Dahmer. Now, being that I have the background that I have, I had to take courses in psychopathology and so on and so forth. And Jeffrey Dahmer was one of the cases that I had to study. had to do case studies and all that kind of good stuff. So he was one of several figures, known figures, that I decided to study. In watching this series, I watched it. I think I finished the final episode a couple days ago. They did a good job with the accuracy. I will say the story was very accurate. They literally stuck strictly to the facts. I applaud them, and for real, it was expertly casted. Person who played Jeffrey, remarkable job. Niecy Nash, you deserve a dang Oscar. You really do. Real talk. Now, when doing my research for these case studies in school, I read all the articles, the biographies, and I have watched all the interviews regarding Jeffrey Dahmer and all interviews that he did. And I can honestly say it is 100 times crazier watching a visual reenactment of all that stuff he did. Crazy, Now, for those of y'all who don't know, just to give you a brief synopsis, Jeffrey Dahmer was a serial killer that was homosexual, and a lot of his murders was hold on. A lot of his murders involved necrophilia, cannibalism, and all these things all the way around. But the thing is, being that I had prior knowledge of Jeffrey Dahmer and his story, I knew what I was getting into clicking on this. So I knew what I was possibly getting into, what images I was possibly going to see. If anything I didn't want to see, I just didn't look at it. But for the most part, it was spot on. It's a good watch. It's a very good watch. And the fact they also in the timeline, I thought it was very, very, very interesting that they briefly touched on two other serial killers. One being Ed Gein, that was before Jeffrey Dahmer's time. Ed Gein, for those of y'all who don't know, that's who Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was based off of. You want to know more about him, look him up. And then John Wayne Gacy was featured in the last episode, aka the Killer Clown, who, in my opinion, granted, him and Jeffrey Dahmer did their crimes during the same era and time, and he's just as sick as Jeffrey was. And to be honest, one thing that I thought was interesting, during the whole span of when Jeffrey Dahmer was doing all his crimes, there were literally 5 serial killers on the loose around the same time. I mean, there was Jeffrey Dahmer, there was John Wayne Gacy, there was Ted Bundy, the Green River Killer, and I think his name slips my mind at the time. I think it was TB Killer, something like that. But there were 5 serial killers in 5 different states running amok at the same time, all coming to justice around the same time. All of them have 17 to 30 some odd bodies apiece. The Green River Killer said it was had over 70 bodies. Crazy. But all in all, I enjoyed the series. It was very, very accurate. If I was to critique it, it was very accurate. Educational because it followed by the series. But what did y'all think?
Ain't it crazy that John Wayne Gacy was preaching the Bible? Ain't it crazy that, you know what I'm saying? Like, just the weirdest things with these people. Like, that's how sick they fucking were, bro. And all of the stories were very touching. I posted something earlier this week that actually, for some weird ass reason, put women and pitted them against men again, right? So in the beginning, opening scene, you see the father fighting to get her off of the hormones, the barbiturates, probably back in those days. I didn't even know they had hormones that far back. I thought that it was just straight up. Like I did not know that they were doing hormone therapy for women back in those days. Which I'm pretty sure they didn't do a placebo effect, or you know what I'm saying, or a study case, long enough, a case study, excuse me. But it pitted men against women when I said that nobody is making the connection between her drug abuse and his craziness. Think about that. Did y'all get that from that opening scene? Like, did anybody feel that? Was there any fault of hers?
Well, I'm sure because she didn't listen to her husband. I'm pretty sure that medication affected him mentally, especially because the medicines then weren't as tested and tried as they are now. And as all the side effects that we have now, there were some terrible side effects then. The young man that he killed that was deaf, his mom was on medication, or had him on medication, and the effect for that was deafness. They didn't tell her that. So that all those 26 or 22 pills she was taking had something, affecting him terribly. That's your development in vitro. So it caused some type of brain malfunction.
Mm.
Hey, shout outs to Cassidy, man. He made a good point. Please post that. That's a hell of a question. Do you think that someone becomes a serial killer because of how they were raised, or do you believe it's just a disease? Talk about that because we have a psychologist amongst us. So
All right,
let's talk
so
about that.
it varies because if we're speaking strictly through Jeffrey Dahmer, like a lot of serial killers, if we go by the normal study of them, if there is normality, a lot of villains are made. A lot of things stem from certain traumas or certain happenings that made something click. But that's what makes this Jeffrey Dahmer case very, very interesting because in all actuality, he technically had a good upbringing. He didn't really have, now granted, aside from his parents having a little bit of having a spat with each other and divorcing and so on and so forth, he didn't suffer any trauma that we know of based off of the information given during his upbringing. Now, granted,
I beg to differ, but go ahead.
we can come back later. Now, granted, based on what my studies are, when I break down everything, it's a certain, because even when he speaks of why he did what he did, it was all compulsive. And for real, based on the information he provides, the main thing he disliked about his compulsion was the killing. That was just kind of like the collateral damage of it because his main desire was to have complete control over the situation. Now, the only real thing that now let's pinpoint that control. One thing that I know he didn't like in his upbringing was that he was controlled. He was as far as he had to abide by his parents, then he had to abide by his grandmother, went to the army, had to abide by them. He had to abide by a societal standard. And when he did these things to these men, it was his way of being in complete control, which is why he also tried to mummify, put some of these guys in a zombified state, which failed. But it was a way for them. He was trying to figure out a way to get them to do whatever he wanted when they wanted.
So what you telling me is, if a motherfucker is under control, they look at your asshole like a Big Mac?
Well, the fact
Like,
that this is the thing. The fact that he was homosexual, that's different. That's another thing on top of that. That's
I like to eat ass, but I don't like to eat ass. You understand me?
Bro, where's the Mac sauce coming from?
now if we now in comparison to somebody who is equally as sick, if we look at John Wayne Gacy, his upbringing, he was abused by his father. He was actually beaten to unconsciousness by his father with foreign objects, and he was molested as a child. So the fact that he obviously that transferred over to him doing the same to his victims. Torture, rape, the whole nine. Only difference is he ends up going the full 9 yards and killing. He has a lot of trauma that he carried with him.
The crazy part about this whole story, it has been a big debate, right? The father at the end, please, y'all, this is a spoiler alert. You don't really want, if you don't, cut your shit off.
Well, I will say that, and I will also say, this form of viewing, this program is definitely not for everybody. It is indeed a graphic program, and I will say viewer discretion is advised. I would say read up on Jeffrey Dahmer first, and everything you read is depicted graphically in this series. So I'd say do your prior knowledge first, and then make the decision whether you want to watch it. Continue, bro.
Now, crazy enough, from what I was saying, how this actual monstrosity, this tragedy that happened amongst a minority community, right, in Milwaukee, right, mostly targeted minorities, that another divide that I'm finding is that when the father at the end felt compelled to blame himself for it, because he taught him taxidermy, he taught him how to do muriatic acid into the brain and watch them twitch and all this stuff. The one thing that messed me up is that he said that he had the same exact thoughts. I don't know any human that doesn't look at a boss, a supervisor, somebody that they hate, somebody that they truly want to eradicate from the planet Earth, and not think that, not feel that. It's a natural instinct. We are savages first and foremost. I don't think that we look at ourselves as animals first. We grow hair, we hunt, we kill, we eat. We do the same exact things that a lion, a tiger, or a bear would do. Okay? They just don't have laws. Right? What was it about him that I feel is not, I feel like it's not fair, but everybody's skipping over the crazy ass mother, okay, who raised these cubs, okay? Why is it that the father gets blamed for a majority of the training that he went through? That's science. People work in mortuaries every day. They don't look for dead bodies. You know what I'm saying? They come to them. You know, I'm listening.
Well, one thing that I noticed, now if we're strictly going off of the series, and I'll keep it there because in all actuality we're just coming off of the series. One thing that I noticed, even in the event of deciding whether Jeffrey Dahmer's brain gets donated to science or not, the mother and the father are still at each other's throats over that. Throughout the entire film, mother and father at each other's throats. Now, granted, they never forced anything negative on him. Now, granted, whether he was thoroughly bothered by what he saw with them, that's a different story. But throughout the entire time, even when it came to whether his brain got cremated with the rest of his body, they could not stop chastising each other. Not even in the death of their own son. So, y'all can take that and run with that, but it says a lot.
Well, his traumatic. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I wanted to just kind of open up the topic a little more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I learned about it when we were young, you know what I'm saying? But as an adult watching it, and I haven't completely finished it, and I'm lacking, but I'm going to finish tonight. But watching what I've watched, my heart actually goes out to the family because they're forced to relive this and actually see the graphic if they watched it all over again. I mean, losing a loved one is tough enough, but in that type of way. You feel me? Like that's extremely traumatizing. You feel me? Like that opens up a wound. You feel me? That was healing, and it just cuts them deep again. So like, like we're sitting here watching it, and we're dissecting it on the entertainment side, but on the human side, like I feel for the victims in their family.
She over there disciplining somebody. Look at her.
And all in all, another thing that I observed is, for one, I personally think Jeffrey, at some point in time, lacked the proper supervision. Because at the end of the day, he developed this craving, this urge, and this desire for viscera. Part of his, and for those who don't know what that is, that's just a viscera just refers to the organs, the internal organs of the body. So he literally got off just by the feeling, the sight of that. And the fact that from a young age, from schooling, where he dissected pigs and kept the pig corpses and bones and such, his father helped him with his science projects, kind of fed the addiction and motivated the addiction, so on and so forth.
I don't believe in that.
Well, you may not have. These are, wait. I'm getting somewhere with it. These are arguments that people are making. Whether it's true or not, whether I believe that's true or not, that's a different story. But all in all, his father helped him with his projects. Helped him with his projects. Everything from the roadkill to snatching up neighbors' dogs and cats and all that stuff, starting from there. Even he said he would have hoped it would have led to a sensible hobby like taxidermy, but it led him to just find other experiments, which ended up being human.
Okay, so his traumatic experience began in vitro. It began in vitro. He came out, his mother had mental issues. His parents fought all the time. She wouldn't listen to the father. The father couldn't deal with the craziness. It was just a lot. So regardless, just like Gacy, things happened to Gacy. Nothing technically happened to him, technically, but a lot of traumatic experiences happened to him on top of what happened to him in the womb, on top of him having a condition because he was addicted to the first thing he saw. I think this was before he started school or right in school, when they saw, what was that, a raccoon or something? They pulled him up under the tin. He was attracted to that. So the father felt like it was his fault because he taught him that. Of course, he's going to take that blame. Men usually will hold themselves accountable faster than women. But the mother never, ever, ever held herself accountable for anything that she did while she was pregnant. Before, after the pregnancy, she left that boy home alone. When she left court and took the younger brother, there is a lot of problem and trauma that his mother caused that nobody wants to acknowledge because they always put the blame on the father. The father took that blame, but it wasn't his to take. It was both parents. He didn't know that the mother left. He thought the mother was going to be there. It's this non-communication, but the child was left alone to feed and develop these issues, these things that he already had festering within him. But it was not the father's fault. And like Mo said, a lot of us this is a natural occurrence to want to take somebody out of here. But he blamed the training that he did with his, teaching him taxidermy. He blamed the thoughts he had. Not one time did he ever blame the mother. He did, but at the end, he came crying and apologizing to him. But his mother had a lot to do with that. She took the medication. She did not listen to her husband. They fought in front of this boy. That's trauma.
It was her fault.
Well,
she started the argument.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Well, allow me to spin the block again, because apparently what I said was a little vague. Now, all in all, people are missing the point here. He has literally said what his quote unquote, if you want to call it trauma, his trauma was throughout the entire film. And people miss it. It is control. The reason he did what he did is because he desired to finally be the one that is in
Hold on. Not only
control.
control, he was abandoned and neglected. He
Exactly.
had issues with that. He needed somebody with him. If you notice, the closest person that got to him was Tony. But then once he got to the point where he had an issue with letting go, he felt like he would not come back. He felt like he was lying to him, and that's why he took him out.
Now you
It
got
wasn't
it.
only control though.
It was, look, it has to do with control because the reason he even kept dismembered them and kept and preserved the bones is because he felt that was the only way, the only true way that those people would be able to stay with him because just to stay with him because that was his way of having full control over them. That's why he preserved the bodies. He ate their flesh, their hearts, because that in his mind was a way of them staying with him. He could control that. He burrowed holes in their heads with drills and drugged them and put them in a zombified state so he can, in an attempt to control their every waking move, not to adhere to their needs, not to let them go because they had to, so they can stay and abide by his demands, to be in 100% control, no matter what tree or branch of the tree you try to go to, it circles right back around to dominance. That is the nucleus of his whole compulsion, the urge for dominance, and at the same time, he gets a sexual rush off.
Please put Cassidy's
Yeah, I was just reading
response
it.
back up. The statement. That's
She
pretty dope.
said, "Oh, go ahead."
I couldn't. Uh huh.
I could.
She said I couldn't. Oh, go ahead. Go
I couldn't imagine that there are humans that lack so much empathy. I understood they are psychopaths and the chemicals in their brain are different, but there are psychopaths who still learn what society deems right and wrong. I appreciate you answering my question. I truly agree that it's a control thing, maybe even narcissistic.
Okay. But where did he get
And
the
that's
narcissism
obvious.
from? But where did he get it from? We have to go back to where it stemmed from. Was it his mother thinking that chasing a fucking UFO was more important?
Well, narcissism, everybody has a form of narcissism. It just
Mm-hmm.
develops more in some people.
In what
So
way?
yeah, it was
Like,
everything. Look, it was everything. It was everything. Now, granted, all of these things, instead of pointing the blame at one specific person, this is one thing that people are lacking. You have to look at everything in broad spectrum. If you Shouts out to Aristotle. You got to avoid both extremes. It's easy to point to the father and it's easy to point to the mother. You got to look from Jeffrey's point of view, who's standing right in the middle looking at all this shit as a whole. Point blank, period. Avoid the extremes. All of this, if you go, even if you stick to the series, all he was doing throughout his entire upbringing, parents want him to go to school.
He's been told
Went
what
to
to do.
school, got kicked out of school. Parents forced him to go in the military, got kicked out the military. Parents forced him, tried to shave his life, made him stay with his grandmother. Was fucking up there. Went to jail, caught a charge, was fucking up there, disgracing his family over and over and over again, or at least in their eyes, and they made sure he knew it every time he fucked up. It's control, them controlling his every stage in life, and he found something where he was the one in control. If he couldn't control them alive, if they are not breathing, he can control them there. Period. That is the nucleus of it all, no matter what branch of the tree you want to go to, whether it's the mother, the father, the dang raccoon, the dang neighbor's dog, it goes right back to the root, which is control. Period. And I digress.
well,
Tis true, dear sir.
speaking of eating ass, how many people have seen Rachel Dolezal's latest pictures? Oh my god! Shout out to Rachel
I
Dolezal.
am totally surprised, but she has a really nice body. It looks weird though with her face.
Her
I was
Mm-hmm.
face does
like,
not match that body.
no,
It
not at
does.
all. It looked like it's kind of Photoshop because I'm like, that's okay. But yeah, hey, do you though? Do you?
Mhm.
Little bit of human growth hormone, and yeah, it'll do all that. Do all that.
Just a little bit. Just
But
half a pill.
goddamn it, she is 20 years old and black from the chest down. I swear
Oh
to
yeah,
God,
yeah.
that girl is black.
She's 64 from the neck up.
Shit.
Go ahead, bro.
Oh.
We listening, bro. Hey, look, you was the
Hey, all I can say is I was like, oh boy. And then you got to that joint where you seen her face, and I was like, hey boy. You know
Like,
what I'm saying?
oh boy.
Now you can tell.
No, hey boy.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, that face was kind of demanding. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
Yeah.
I mean, but I will say this. I was telling my wife, I was like, she gonna make $1 million. You know why? Because
She probably already did.
no, if she didn't, she is now, because she's gonna get more subscribers. Because people, out of all the people in the US, and I did the math, if she sells her shit for $25, you feel me? All she needs is 40,000 subscribers, and she's gonna get that easy. Just because people gonna be nosy. But yeah, I was like, huh?
It's a weird change in occupation though. You're fighting for the rights of Afro-American peoples, and then you went into the independent porn industry.
She's fighting for the rightful people to look at her
She's
afro.
starving. She can't find a fucking job, bruh.
Yeah, bro.
She infiltrated the NAACP.
You know what it is.
So you mean
bro.
infiltration doesn't look good on a resume?
I
Well,
mean, it
technically,
look good
they
from
blackballed
evidently.
her.
I like her sunshine. You hear me? Her moon is bright. Fuck.
So since you're the leader of the coalition, do you think these pictures reserve her a seat, bruh?
First
No.
and foremost, I am not the leader of the.
All right, since you're connected to the leader of the coalition, do you think she would qualify in any way, shape, or form after the leaking of these images?
I think that my uncle would be proud of her, and that we are willing to make a trade for Nia Long. Matter of fact, hold on real quick. Y'all go ahead.
Wait a minute,
discuss
what
this
Nia
real
Long
quick.
do?
Let me call my uncle and see if he'll show up.
What
real
Nia
quick. Hold on,
Long?
bro.
Yeah, because I need to talk to
bro.
him about this Nia Long situation.
No,
this ain't working.
Nah,
I need some answers.
Me and Uncle about to be beefing. We are not giving up Nia Long. Hell,
Wait a minute.
I think he's trying to bring Nia in.
Oh, okay. So wait, Nia Long's light skinned?
No, but she can come on over. Nia Long is so pretty. That was
I'm
one of
about
my
to say. I thought she was
girl
more
crushes.
like a coffee, in a sense.
Coffee,
you know, like
Starbucks or like Folgers.
Well, Folgers, no, that's like the dark coffee. Like Starbucks, you can put like all that little.
Nia Long is brown. She's beautiful brown skin.
Did get a perm?
Hello, my fellow Negroids. This is the founder of the Light Skin Coalition. Hey, nephew, can you do me a favor and go ahead and give me that horn? All right. So, what were you petty motherfuckers talking about before I got on here?
So hold on, wait. Before you say that, hey, you know we cool, right?
As a light skinned man would say,
Well, I know what that means. You feel me? Because we speak the same language.
It means I hate you.
I love you too, But anyway, don't you fuck with Nia Long, She's
That's
staying
love
with
and
us.
light skin language.
Maybe I misheard that. So we were saying trade. Should we trade for her?
All right. So this here, right? So what we're trying to do is we are in negotiations. All right. We are in deep negotiations to get Nia Long on a light skin coalition side. We haven't seen her in many years, but it seems to be that she has damn sure sacrificed her blackness for us fellow light-skinned men. Shout outs to Nia Long. So we would rather have her on our side because we prefer a woman that loves a very borderline pale man. You know, when our ass cheeks are out at the beach and what happens that our draws fall, that our butt cheeks are not offensive. Okay? So yeah, we're looking for her. And she just so happened to be so silent. You never knew that they were even dealing with each other. I mean, Jesus Christ. I didn't even know that she dealt with Yao Ming. Jesus Christ. So we have an international player over here that we would like to get on the Light Skin Coalition. And from a lot of her photos compared to her sister, she is definitely light skinned. So we are looking forward to trading her for what is that Disney character? That light skinned diva. What's her name? What's her name?
Haley.
Yeah, Haley.
Well,
But
she's not light skinned.
naturally, let's go back to Rachel Dolezal. So what we're gonna do is
That's Hallie.
we're gonna trade. We're gonna trade. All right. We're trying to get Nia Long on our side so that we can actually have enough to get a body like that. Now the face, you see the angles and everything, that is just to get rid of the wrinkles. But we really like Rachel Dolezal and her curly hair. We can forgo the face. It's not the face; it is the waist that we are going for. And if that bitch can hula hoop, for more than 5 minutes and double dutch, she is now accepted into the Light Skin Coalition. I think that she would be a great member.
We're going to have this discussion
so
later
much,
because
nephew.
I don't agree. But go ahead.
Look at those thighs and those buttocks.
Did you say buttocks?
Buttocks.
And that's why she's been. That's why she's been accepted because all you see is thighs and buttocks.
We love
until you
buttocks,
see that
baby.
face.
Well, hold
At the
on,
Light Skin
wait,
Coalition.
Weezy, say buttocks again.
Buttocks.
Hey,
So,
nephew, this girl is a funny one. This is a funny one. This girl is
So
funny.
I got another question for you before
I'm
you leave.
listening, sir.
It's on a different topic. So
Yes, sir.
you know, Cardi B and this chick have been getting into it on the internet, and she mentioned Offset name. You feel me? So Offset
Okay.
kind of jumped into it. You feel me with the exchange. So how do you feel if your girl was beefing? Would you jump into her beef?
Well, first and foremost, Offset, everything, he's an example of everything is cool and different until some light skin shit happens. Okay. We are the Light Skin Coalition. We do these things on a daily basis. We always jumping in some shit. And we don't know whether to trust our light side or our black side. Okay. So I think that he got some light skinned family somewhere down the line. Something happened down there in the Georgia. But yeah, me personally, I would jump in all the way because you got to protect that light skinned woman, light skinned power. Yeah. So shout outs to light skinned people, light skinned power.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
All right, found her out. Everybody, y'all, hey, look, make sure you chuck a. All right, make sure it aims at the toilet. I love y'all. Good night.
All right. So quick. Would you jump into your girl's beef?
I would on now. Granted, if she has beef with another person, with another woman, we just speaking like woman on woman, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So I know she's alright. I know she can handle herself. The only time I feel I would need to jump in is when I really question her safety. That's when I have to come in and I have to set stuff straight because I'm not just going to sit there and watch her possibly get hurt. Like for instance, I seen a video where this dude jumped in the middle of a situation his girl was in because it was about to be a 5-on-1 situation. It was like 5 chicks about to fight his one girl, and that's when he jumped in saying, hey, that's not going down. That's when I would jump in. So
Mo?
Man. If it's I'm minding my business. You know what I'm saying? Just like he said, if it's an unfair advantage, I'm moving furniture. I'm going to prison. I am going to go to prison for hitting a woman. You hear me? Like I'm about that life.
Okay. So Weezy, let me ask you this on both sides of the coin. In case y'all didn't know, they'll be on next week on Wednesday at 8:00. Ha! Endless plug. But both sides of the coin. As a woman, would you jump in if your significant other was beefing and like, would you expect your man or would you let him jump in if you was having a situation?
Okay, first of all, I'm not gonna call my man to do nothing if it's just me and going against another woman. First of all, but if I'm getting jumped or something like that, that's different. If he getting jumped, best believe I'm jumping on somebody's ass. Ain't no way in the world he gonna be out there fighting by himself. It's too many, whatever, whatever. But if it's just me and the girl going at, it, I wouldn't call him to come. That's just something you're supposed to handle on your own.
What if it's like internet beef, like this situation right now?
That's stupid. That
No,
was
because
what.
it was some shit being said, like like Cardi said, go dig your mother up and X, Y, and Z, and like
Yeah. So
yeah,
what she called? But why call Offset? And she's saying the stuff she's
no,
saying. You
she no,
got
she didn't call Offset. Shawty mentioned Offset because it's rumored that Offset got robbed for some jewels. You feel me? That is low key being kept quiet about. Go ahead.
May I ask a question? So, did Cardi say something about digging her mother up before Offset was mentioned or after?
Yeah, I think this was before.
All right, then
okay then.
then you can all gloves are off at that point. So it's whatever. She took it dead and she matched the energy. So
Yeah.
now at that point, y'all will see each other when y'all see it. Now me personally, I don't do that back and forth on the internet.
Mhm.
If anybody has a
Right. That's what
problem
I was
with
getting
me,
ready to say. I'm not even
if
about to do
anybody
that.
has a problem with me, I'm not hard to find. Period. That's just what it is. If I got a problem with you, I will see you when I see you, and we'll talk about it and see how we gotta handle that. So
That's what I'm
so
saying.
once you do that back and forth on the internet and stuff like that gets made public and all that, now you took it to where now something has to go down and it's past talk. So I mean, kids do that. We too grown for that, and you would think they'd be too grown for that. But anyways,
Like I said, if Offset shouldn't whether his name got brought into it or not, he should have stayed out of it. He shouldn't even try to get him to talk. It's internet. Don't
she
even
should have.
respond.
She shouldn't have brought it. She shouldn't have brought up her mom.
Entertainment.
Yeah,
She shouldn't. She
exactly.
shouldn't have did that. So
Entertainment that don't get anybody on this panel fucked up. We totally different outside of this. We are the same human
You hear
beings
me?
Definitely.
as the core.
Uh-huh.
As a core, like our core is this. You are getting our personalities. Maybe it's multiple for some reason. It might be different aspects of us at all times, but don't get it fucked up. We're people. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it on that. The internet beef shit. I mean, he could have been funnier, but hey, she got the bag. So shout outs to man. That hey, look, he ain't even playing around. Like he's just trying to represent, make up for that cheating joint. And
Yeah.
You know it. You know.
and speaking of sex scandals, how do y'all feel about the Emmy Uduko situation and Nia Long since we brought her up?
Uh, he cheated. He violated work policy. He got reprimanded.
I mean, he
And
messed up.
and look, the same rules apply for me. They apply for him. You fucked that back up. I'm sorry. It's real shit.
I
Real
mean,
shit.
Hey,
and this is the thing. This should just show people in general. Nobody is exempt. So anybody can get done dirty. I mean, as you can see, it happened to Nia Long, happened to Paula Patton, and
Out of Beyonce.
even happened to Beyonce. She made a whole hit album off of it.
do women? Do
Yeah,
women?
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, 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 no. Go
I
ahead.
want you to ask
Finish.
your
Finish that
question
point.
before. Go ahead. I want you to ask your question because I want you to forget. Go ahead.
Do women really feel like they are like impenetrable or they're a fortress and they should not be cheating? Do all women feel like this? Because I know men, but do all women feel like this?
You said men do.
No, men don't feel like that. But women seem to be the majority when it comes to perfection or whatever. Why do y'all feel that way? Y'all feel like y'all are everything for every man?
No. Well, hold on. What I was gonna say was, um, and it actually goes with what your question was. Why do we feel like because they're stars that they wouldn't get cheated on? Human is human, and we also do not know who these people are outside of their persona that they showcase on stage and in the movies. We don't know what they do at home. We don't know how they treat their men. We don't know how their men treat them. Only thing that comes out is when somebody cheats. So, we don't know what their home life is. Also, to answer your question, Mo, I think women, we do kind of feel that way until you grow up, till you mature enough to understand that how things work. But I don't think anybody wants to be cheated on. And I don't think it's fully because we think we're the best. No, I just don't want to be, you don't want to be cheated on. But as you get older, you understand it may happen. Things change as you get older, but who wants to be cheated on?
Not a
Well,
damn
there
soul.
are, but to the argument, just to play devil's advocate here, there are delusional women out there who really don't think they can get got.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I
There are a
mean,
lot.
rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. They came on his show all the time.
Whew.
I
You
mean,
know,
but that's true. That is true. There are a lot of women that think my man won't do this, my man won't do that. I didn't think that way, but I really didn't want. You don't.
nobody.
Who
Well,
wants? What I'm
nobody
saying. But
wants that. Nobody
I
wants
didn't
that.
walk around thinking that I was a shit that it wouldn't
I
happen. But
mean,
I
nobody.
didn't want that. You know what I'm saying? Who
Well,
wants
of
to be
course,
cheated on?
nobody wants that. I mean, and I made the statement that I made earlier. Just the
Oh,
reason
I
for
know
saying
a
that.
few of them too, though,
I
Chris.
mean, I mean, as far as the celebrities go, because granted, the one, the women who other women perceive as the baddest chick walking that they idolize is Beyonce, is the Beehive, and even she ran into issues about this. And if you have her discography, you will hear an album called Lemonade where
Right,
she
right.
lashes
Lemonade.
out all
Yeah.
album long about it. So
But
if
that's the
the
thing. We
baddest
we put that
woman walking the,
idolization on that though. Who said
I
she the
know, I know,
baddest?
I
But I'm just
know,
saying,
I
it's
know.
we do that. She's still human. He's still
Mhm.
human. It's going to happen or it may not happen. It depends on where he is in his mind. If she does where she is, it just depends. But we put on that, oh my God, how can you cheat on Beyonce? Because Beyonce is just another broad who got a damn record label. I mean, come on, who got the money?
Damn, that was
There,
aggressive.
I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm just saying
that
because
that was very aggressive. You called.
I'm
I'm
just
like that.
saying
I wouldn't have took it that dang far.
but she is though. We idolize people and think that they can't be touched when in fact they're just us with money. They're just us with the fame. She getting fucked on, he getting fucked on, somebody getting fucked except me. So
Hey,
that is the problem.
hey, hey. Well, since we're talking about
Gee.
getting
I don't
fucked
care.
on, hold on, no. Since we're talking about getting fucked on, I remember what I wanted to share with you, with our viewers. At the beginning of the show, I went to my first Eagles game and they fucked all on the Washington Commanders. I'm talking
Oh
about
goodness.
drop dick deep in them, like shit wasn't even fucking funny. Well, yes, it
Bro,
was,
cool. Out, bro. There are children listening.
You let them dirty birds touch the
nigga.
back of the
You don't have to
commanders.
be that way,
Ew. Did
bro.
you at least wipe them off
No,
when you
no,
finished?
Man, he
You
no,
sound like he
nasty.
came in his drawers behind
no.
the field goal
He
line. That's his
did.
buddy.
Let me tell you
Oh yeah,
something.
he did.
Listen, the Eagles sacked
They came
Carson Wentz
together.
9 times. Like real shit. Hey, look. Oh man. Look,
Oh,
triple
He
dog.
oh,
was enjoying
Fucking.
poor.
himself. No. Rock had to take a cold shower after the game.
Hey, look. No, real shit. So they real out played. I want to show some footage that I got. I just want to say
Mhm.
every touchdown that they scored, like I had great seats. Shout out to my brother Smoke. Like every touchdown that they scored was literally right in front of my face. Like I felt like they knew Coach Rock was at the game. They was throwing the ball. Hold on, and what you say? He dropped a beautiful bean footage. Did I say it? Hey.
Right in
You
front of his
mad?
face.
You mad?
I don't know who
Watch
pressed that
this.
button, bro.
Watch this.
Who's the block? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
So look, I just want to say, if y'all can hear me, like I am Coach Rock. I coach for the Eagles offline and online. You can hear me telling them move the block. You feel me? And then you hear my brother Smoke screaming, "Let's go!" You know what I'm saying? I just want to say we are the one in the NFC East. I don't
Let me
know and care what the Commanders are, but I just know that yeah, we fucked them.
nobody cared about your speech, sir.
Did you use protection?
No, we raw dogged them,
Thank you. Because
and we
yeah, he
and we
raw
jumped their
dogged you
beer.
because Because I wanted to hint at the fact that there's nothing entertaining about watching men in tights, bro.
Bruh, aren't you a wrestling? Bruh, aren't you a wrestling
unless
fan?
it's Robin Hood.
Aren't you a whole
I
wrestling
asked
fan?
him. I asked him to wear tights with me in public, and he wouldn't do it. But he can go out here and watch grown men in tights and root for them when they get bent over at every down. Hike the ball, show their buttocks,
their derriere,
and you're rooting for this behavior, sir.
Yeah.
That's because the Eagles portray that behavior when they win. Did they leave the stadium intact?
Right.
So I just want to say this first and foremost: we showed our ass. If you watch the game, it was all green and black in that stadium, and I got booed, and I loved it. Now I see what the wrestlers feel like. Like that shit was great.
Now
so
we
you
know
like
where
being
Jeffrey
a heel?
Dahmer got his motherfucking focus from. Okay.
Why'd you go back to this?
You're Jeffrey Dahmer.
Hey, you know what, Mo?
That is some
I'm putting you in the back. That was a good
Oh,
conversation.
you made a marinate.
Hey, there is worse people he could have called you.
Hey, look. We ain't eating people. We not putting them in the freezer.
He could have called you. He could have called you. He could have called you Gacy. So there's worse people.
Gacy, Drop Dead Fred. It don't matter. We still fucked them on the field. But it's okay though. You know, one day you guys will be winners. And I know this conversation is tough because your team, they lost. They didn't do that well.
Team Kaepernick.
And everybody can't win every time. It's okay.
Big fact.
At least it wasn't.
Congratulations.
At least it wasn't to the Cowboys.
Congratulations.
Oh, you guys played them on Sunday.
Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nobody's obsessed about
that.
I
don't play anybody, so I'm cool.
Well, guess what?
I haven't been interested in. Hey, look, I don't play myself. We be happy afterwards, so I'm good. No, but shut up. No, what I was going to say, I haven't watched football in a long time.
What?
Well, thank you for the extra information.
I haven't watched football in a long time. I lost interest because they stopped playing like they supposed to play.
What?
Fine. I will say this.
I don't want them to die, but I'm sick of these fake ass referees calling every little fucking thing. Anywho,
well, they've been letting the dang play with deflated balls for 13 years. So
whoa, that sounds like an old lady.
Exactly. We need full balls.
All right. Hey, whoa. All right, stop. Whoa.
Full balls.
Phoenix.
I'm talking about football.
Yeah, you said.
Oh, good night, Cassidy. Thank you so much for your input. Thank you.
Weezy said, I'm gonna need that sound bite of Weezy saying she needs full.
I said, you said they were the You said they were the
That's 2 balls in each hole. That's 2 balls each hole.
Oh,
and if you ever play,
she said she wants her balls full. She wants them full.
She wants all pockets filled.
Shout out, sound off, blast off.
What the fuck was that?
All right, yo. Speaking of that, I got a little bit of trivia for you. What was now? Granted, the halftime show is what the halftime show is, but originally they would just call the nearest college out, and their band would come out and do the routine. That was the original halftime show. What was the first real halftime show, and what year was it? Don't look it up neither.
I'm gonna give it 1975. I don't know who. Michael Jackson?
Yeah, I was gonna say it had to be like.
I would say it was Michael Jackson.
It was
the year was 93. Right?
Yeah,
during during the Dangerous tour. So that was the start of this halftime show tradition.
But the best halftime show was when the titty popped out. Thank you, Justin
Everybody loves
Timberlake.
a titty.
OMG.
You had to bring your
Nobody.
sister up. Yeah, well, granted, I love that one.
I want to
But
know who
yeah.
the fuck is this liking women
That
breastfeeding in
wasn't
public. I
Janet,
know we
what?
gotta go. I know we
Yes, it
gotta go.
was. It was Justin and Janet.
Yeah, first titty.
I can get you naked by the end of this song.
Yeah, whoever the fuck
Titty.
free titty, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Everybody crazy. But I ain't gonna continue. I know we gotta do.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Bruh.
What did you say? Because that your shit.
But bro, I'm gonna tell you this. Speaking of that performance, that MJ performance once again solidified him. I want y'all to name me one artist who can just jump up on stage and stand there for 10 minutes and not do nothing and have people fully invested the whole time screaming and passing out and all that kind of stuff.
Just Michael, but Prince did
Exactly.
a wonderful performance too.
Yeah, but let Prince stand up there doing nothing for 10 minutes, they'll boo him. They won't do that to Michael.
Yeah, that's true.
I boo Michael.
And you'll be the only one. They won't be able to hear your boos.
Oh, they gonna hear me.
They ain't gonna hear you. You versus 50,000, 100,000 people, they will not hear you. Besides, people will be knocking you out just to get to them. They will not notice you at all.
I am the luckiest person on this panel to see the Jackson 5 as a whole and Michael perform. And I'm telling you now, bro, he's unrivaled.
Facts.
I just want
to kid, and I still remember that shit. Like I remember like it was yesterday, bro.
So how was it, Grandpa?
Bro,
it was different.
Electric, bro. Like there's no different. Bro, they walk down our aisle in like these snuffleupagus suits, bro. Like shade them, bro. I cannot describe it to you, bro. Like they put show, bro. It was so electric. But I gotta shout out my dog. You know, she got her first period, everybody. So she got a diaper on. She look like a sumo wrestler.
Oh,
you wanna know something? You know why Jackson 5 was so good?
I'm listening.
Because they went to the University of Joe Jackson where they paid in ass whoopings. I am telling you, nigga.
Ass whoopings.
That's the only university that you're gonna pay for and learn a lesson.
I wish my parents would beat me.
How could you say ass? Listen. How can you say ass whooping are valuable? But that is the same way that we were disciplined by our oppressor. Now we're gonna get into it. No, we can't. I think we're gonna talk about that one.
Yeah, we can get to that another time.
We ain't got time for that. Bro,
I got you,
I would say back in the day, bro, y'all realize back in the day we would have been on here till like 11:30.
Like shit, man, we would have one more hour to go.
Graveyard shift.
Now I'm like, how the hell did we talk that long?
Nigga, we still do it.
Because we talk after.
Damn, yeah, we do, don't we? Shit. Anyways, y'all, it's your boy K Quick, Beast Boys of Faith. Y'all know the vibes. Get them new singles out right now. People of the world out right now. Go off out right now. Say less out right now. Yeah, we out here. BBF.
Man, and of course, this is your man, G.I.MOE, man. And of course, I am so blessed to be joined by these cohorts. I wanted to do something real quick before we go, man. Of course, y'all did it in the beginning, but let's do it one more time. Everybody out here say a prayer for our co-hostess, Star. Like, y'all salute to her, man. She's a soldier and a vet.
Yes,
of
indeed.
course, you can catch me with the Phoenix every other Wednesday. So next week we will be back on air. And naturally, you need to go to Red Vision Cinema
TV.
You
talking about YouTube or you talking about the website?
The website, excuse me.
Okay, my bad. I apologize.
Oh, one more thing. Rest in peace, Coolio. Real talk. Rest in peace.
Oh, yeah.
RIP to the vet. RIP to the vet, man. 21 gun salute for him. And of course, I love each and every one of y'all. And I'm sorry for getting limited fucked up earlier.
Well, you got it right now. My apologies for cutting you off because it is redvisioncinema.com. If you're going on the YouTube, it's Red Vision TV. Unless you want to go over there and watch some of my short films or any of the music videos we have recorded, films, that's Red Vision Cinema. I just want to shout out you guys. I love you guys so much. I've been having a rough past couple of weeks. And so anytime I get with y'all always make my week better. And so I appreciate y'all because I was about ready to throw somebody outside. and lock them out the house. They ain't do nothing. I was just frustrated. Anywho, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in and watching us every week. I appreciate you guys for being here with us. We love your comments. We love your shares. Even our silent supporters, we appreciate you guys so much. And speaking of school, because I'm in it, I actually graduate tomorrow from
Yeah.
my second level of transformative life coaching. And so after that, I'll be on my third level, and I would actually be working with different organizations, and possibly going into the schools and teaching, speaking to students and adults and everything. I will also be working with psychiatrists and therapists and all that too. So yeah. Hmm.
And if you act now, you can enter her mind control masturbation course.
That is
Where you
for
only jerk off with lambskin condoms.
excuse me, first of all,
You want to
that's
feel
the
the moist
other
guts of
side
something.
of the education.
Can't
Get
be
it
yourself.
right.
Yeah.
Y'all wild as shit. So look, make sure y'all follow me on all social media platforms at Teleme Rock. They already dropped the rest of the websites. I'm gonna end the show on this note. You know what I'm saying? Making good memories with people is extremely important in this day and age. We losing everybody, and every day we get older, and we really don't pay attention that like we're getting close to our day or one of our people around us. Today is my cousin Jay Wallace. I call him J5. It's his birthday. He passed away 2019. That was my big brother. He took me under his wing, kept me out of trouble through graduation. We made plenty dope memories that I can just sit back and cherish and hold on to these memories. So to my team, you feel me? I appreciate every single Thursday, Wednesday, Saturday, whenever we link up, anytime we chill, all the memories we create. You know what I'm saying? I take none of those times for granted, and from the bottom of my heart, I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just some real shit. So everybody watching that, make sure y'all take time to love your family, spend time, create their memories. You know what I'm saying? You never know when your day's gonna be called. And live life to the end. Fuck it. Take no losses. You hear me? This is the motherfucking No Filter Show. Once again, follow me at Teleme Rock. Follow us on Instagram at Red Vision TV. I think we are out of here. So, peace.